This is question 11 from Book 1 based on the 2020 NEC by electricaltime.com. Generally speaking, on a solar PV AC module system, what is most likely to be in the middle of the solar PV inverter output circuit and the electric power production and distribution network? Is it A, the interactive system disconnect, B, the PV system disconnect, C, the energy storage system disconnect, or D, just a properly sized conductor with no disconnect? And the answer to this question, just want to take 30 seconds to let you know what we do here at electricaltime.com. We do online electrical classes from the comfort of your home. And then we also have this free service. So if you click on the subscribe for free NEC questions, Monday through Friday, you'll get an NEC code question and an answer sent to your email. All right, so back to our video. Is B, and that is PV system disconnect. So let's go and find out how we got to this answer. And the first question that we're going to ask ourselves is, what article are we talking about here? And here is the clue. It's right here. It's solar PV. And that's going to be Article 690, Solar Photovoltaic PV Systems. That's within Chapter 6, Special Equipment. And when we're in 690, we'll look at the parts, and then we see Part 1 is general. And then we see this informational note figure, 690.1b solar PV, and within that we have a one-line diagram, and it's called the AC module system. All right, so instead of reading all of this stuff here, let's take a look at the actual informational note, and I'm going to zoom in on this so you can see this a little bit better. But I'm going to take a moment to tell you about something that's really cool. It's called the NFPA link, and I highly recommend it. And just go to nfpa.org, and then you're going to see something called the NFPA link. And I'll write that down over here. And that's the NFPA link. And for about $10 a month, you get the code book on your phone, on your tablet, as long as you've got a, connection, either through a cell phone or through Wi-Fi. And it's really cool. All right, so let's take a look at this AC module system. And let's look at what they've got over here. And again, take the time to look at this informational note figure, and it's 690.1b. It's a really, really great piece of information here. It's going to help you to understand this a little bit better. All right, so we've identified that we're talking about the AC module system. And we can see here that we've got something called the array. And that's the array of AC modules, and they're talking about this over here. That's within this box, and within that box we've got the AC module, which includes the inverter, and that is this over here. And then what happens, these all have outputs which then go to the inverter output circuit, and that's this over here. So all of these are all combining to go into the inverter output circuit, which then goes over here, and that goes to what we're looking for, and that is the PV system disconnect. And then it goes over to here to the electric power production and distribution network. So the answer for what we're looking for is the PV system disconnect, and that's this over here. All right, so let's go back into our book, and let's see what we wrote there, to talk about, the answer that we've got here. So again, now that we've taken a look at a picture, a diagram, now we have a better idea of, what we can talk about. All right. So, we got here, let's take a look at the informational note figure 690.1b, which we just did together. And in our code book, we see the AC module system diagram, and that's what we just looked at, just now. And, find the small gray box, which is called the PV, system disconnect. And again, that's what we just saw. See that the inverter output circuit feeds the PV system disconnect, which then feeds the electric power production and distribution network. If any of these PV components are not familiar to you, take the time to read the definitions in 690.2 and take a look at the informational note figure 690.1a, which is called the identification of PV power source components, to have a better idea of what a solar cell module and an array is. It's really important that you understand, these differences. All right, so the answer, again, to this question is B, and that is PV system disconnect, and that you can find that from the info note figure 690.1b, solar PV AC module system.